You know that sound from the distance, across the mountain range, beyond the cloudscape. It's the EMOTIONA Podcast. I think this is episode 5. Pretty wild. We've got a whole new format. Well, we're just experimenting. We're trying something new. My brother Jeff, when he saw the first one, he was like, thumbs up, really good. I think he said it could use a little more structure, And really, I was just excited to be like talking, So I'm like, I just want to yap for a while. You know what I mean? But I get it. A lot of people want structure, and they need more structure in their life to keep their attention and stuff. So I'm gonna, here we are. I've got a few little what would you call them for podcast sections? Are they little chapters? Are they I don't know. We're gonna call them. I don't know. I feel like there's a word for it, and I can't think of the word. But it's going to be great, and I'm really excited about it. So this is, it's all about When the Lights Come Back. Have you heard that song on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen? It's been out for, at the time of this recording, it's been like 2 weeks maybe, like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I'm just kind of getting it's cool to have a little bit of time to reflect on the release of the song, kind of what went into making it. But I'm still kind of timing that out because it's kind of like I want to talk about the song right when it's uploaded or right when it's released. You know what I mean? But it's cool to have a little bit of reflection time too, that I can kind of see it in a different way. And but the funny thing is, I've already got the next song in the works. So yeah, so it's a lot of exciting stuff. What's the first section here? What is EMOTIONA listening to? It's me. I'm Brian EMOTIONA. What is EMOTIONA listening to? I just want to talk about some other music right now. So my buddy Swarm, House of Swarm, my buddy Swarm sends me this insanely dope new song that he's working on. And I can't talk about it. I'm not actually talking about it. But he sent me something literally last night, and I was so excited about it. I'm not going to say anything about it because it's big. It's big. But Swarm, killing it, buddy. Really, really excited about what he's about to release. Here's a big one that I've been listening to lately. Let's see. Number 2, Feather. Shout out Feather and his Becoming EP. Feather, I know you already told you this, dude, but I love the EP. You guys check it out there on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever. There's I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 songs on his EP. And I first saw him on TikTok. So it was a classic TikTok discovery. I found him just through a video. And he had a song called Safe House. And I honestly got a little bit of goosebumps just thinking about it because it's such a good song. It was one of those songs right when you heard it on TikTok, it blew up. Because people were like, "This is really, really, really good." If you like a melodic bass, kind of future bass type stuff. And Safe House was there. And then it was really cool. I don't know if I got to talk about it on one of these podcasts, but Illenium did a live stream. This was a few months back, and I was talking to my homies in Sad Boys, and we were we're all going to go on the live stream and submit our music, right? Well, sure enough, Feather. I hadn't talked to him at the time, but Feather had put his song on there, and he kind of like debuted it to Illenium's audience, or the people that were kind of watching his live stream. It was like a feedback live stream where he was giving feedback and thoughts on other producer songs and stuff, which is super cool of him. I hope he does that again. And funny enough, I submitted an early version of this song to that Illenium live stream. Didn't get picked. I think I'm sure it didn't get picked just for whatever reason, but he said to not put your email address or any links, no links in your MP3. For some reason, I still put an @EMOTIONA Music, in the MP3. That might have gotten automatically rejected. What was I thinking? But if he does that again, I'll definitely submit a new song. It'd be cool to hear his feedback, you know what I mean? But anyways, an older Illenium feedback session. Feather, which I knew of through TikTok. I already knew Safe House, the song. This is before the EP was out. Illenium essentially debuts a new song from Feather called Smoke. And like he plays through it on Millennium's thing, and like the chat's like blowing up. Like they love this song, and I did too. I was like, this is so sick. I was like, that's my buddy from TikTok, and so Safe House and Smoke, and then the EP comes out, and I'm pretty sure he's just doing this all just independently. Like he's all just releasing it on his own, but it's just perfect. Like the mix and the songs are just they're at a level to where it's just undeniably good, you know, and that's just such an exciting place to be. So those are the first two times I heard Feather's music, Safe House and Smoke. But then the whole EP is really good, so definitely go check that out. And I threw him a message over social media, and I got to show him the next song. I told him, I was like, hey, I just so you know, I was super inspired by Safe House and Smoke, and I kind of wanted to make something similar because it was just so good. I was like, what would my version of that be? You know what I mean? And I was like, but before I, upload it to Spotify and everything, I want you to hear it first, so you can get your approval. And he checked it out, and I don't know, it's just really exciting to be in touch with. I mean, it's technology and social media in general, but it's just so cool that the music that you're listening to are people that you really admire. They're just like a DM away. Just say what's up, you know what I mean? So that was really cool. And then I was getting to hang out with my brother Mark. He came down from Chicago, and we were just kind of hanging out in my apartment. We randomly found this Spotify playlist called Sci-Fi Scapes. Totally random. I don't always listen to stuff like this, but it's the kind of stuff that you'd want to listen to just to set a vibe in a room for a long time or for whatever reason. Sci-Fi Scapes on Spotify. Perfect. That was such a cool. They're not really songs. It's more like movie soundtrack kind of ambient, whatever tones and feelings like that. But that was really, really cool. But yeah, there we go. That's what I'm listening to right now. So that's kind of neat. Maybe we'll knock that later into the podcast next time. Opening up quote of the week. Let's talk about a quote. This week's quote of the week is by Paulo Coelho. I see his name all the time, but I've never really said it out loud. Like many things, I don't really say them out loud. I just sort of think them internally. Paulo Coelho says, the reward of our work is not what we get, but what we become. It's kind of nice. The reward of our work is not what we get, but what we become. And I'm just liking that. I may have talked about this a lot. I just feel like there's a wave, and I feel like it's up to us to sort of create our wave. You have to get yourself out of your funk or whatever it is, build some momentum, and they take some like big changes, right? And then if you just sort of keep giving fuel to that wave, things start to happen and things start moving. You know what I mean? But I've sort of like just been relaxing more and just enjoying the process more and enjoying the experience of just creating music and just and in that way I'm not trying to like think about some crazy result or some crazy success or whatever. It's like all that's inevitable. It is what it is. It doesn't matter if you're not happy in the moment, and if you're not like enjoying the process of what you're doing, that's no fun, right? So I've just honestly just been feeling really good, really happy lately. Thought that was a cool one. The reward of our work is not what we get, but what we become. Loving that. But yeah, let's dive into the meat and potatoes, or maybe the jackfruit and kimchi. Jackfruit, and there's so many different types of food. Maybe it's not meat based. Maybe it's not veggie based, plant based. We're into the main backstory of When the Lights Come Back, and it's been in the works for a while. It definitely was like a COVID lockdown type story, and so was Goodbye to the Year, but this one was kind of more about, at least the beginnings of it for me, was kind of just looking forward to that time in the future to where life is real again, like when we open back up and get to connect and feel things and feel like the sunlight. That was actually, funnily enough, like that was a working title for a while, Feel the Sunlight, which was kind of cringy, kind of like not great, and the whole chorus was like around that. But yeah, it was just that feeling of going outside, and I can feel it now. Like it's right now in Indianapolis, it's like sun's out. It's a beautiful day. The spring might be here early. I mean, maybe not, but it definitely feels like it is. And I don't know. I think we might be on like we might be on our way to one of the greatest springs and summers of our entire lives. But you don't want to speak too soon. I get it. But I just feel a lot of excitement when I go outside and people are ready to celebrate and just be alive again, you know. And this song was kind of cool in that way. Funny enough, so I sent an earlier version to my buddy Castor. Shout out Castor. I sent him an early version of the song. The chorus was totally different, and he was like, "Dude, I love the production," but he was like, "The lyrics, not so hot." And that's how you know you have a really good friend, because he gave me like real advice. You know what I mean? And that's everything. And for some reason, like it clicked in my mind. I was like, I knew I felt really good about the production. It was pretty much it was very similar to what you hear in the final version, the production. But the chorus was completely different. And really the identity of the song was almost completely different. Same idea. But he was like, the production's solid, lyrics, man. But I felt the same way. I was like, in my own mind, I felt like, the lyrics are a little cringy, but I like the production. I'm just going to release it, you know. But I'm so glad he told me that, because I pumped the brakes. I'm like, dude, why would I release something that I don't feel 100% on? You know what I mean? So because of my homie Castor, I went back to the drawing board on the whole chorus, you know, course. Went back to the drawing board, and I just wanted to make something more memorable, something even that would make more of an impact, you know, and definitely hits home on more of like the music scene, you know, and just shows and like concerts, and like with that feeling of whatever, just being around that energy, you know. When the lights come back to the city, I'll be waiting by the radio. And that's kind of like classic rock. It's like a classic rock line. But so much of my life, I haven't been able to write in like major chords. I have kind of, but I'm just giving myself permission to write more uplifting stuff lately, or sad stuff. Like it's not all, like we've talked about a bunch in this podcast. It's going to be both, and it already is. So it's exciting. But this one in particular was kind of uplifting. And it does feel like if you just heard it like as a classic rock kind of thing, it would be like an old like Air Supply or Boston song. Like my dad would listen to stuff like that growing up, and it feels so good. I feel like we're gonna want that when like the world opens back up. We just want to celebrate, and like you can bring up all the negative stuff about the past year, but I feel like we're gonna get to the point where it's like no. Shh. We're gonna be like, nope, we're not talking about any of that. It's like this new beginning, and I don't know. It's so exciting. So, I literally just yesterday posted an acoustic performance of that, and I've been kind of having some fun with on social media, telling the story of I'm going down to Nashville. I'm going to be a country star, country music singer. I'm not really doing that, but what's funny about the acoustic guitar, I've been wanting to bust out the acoustic guitar and do kind of like a singer-songwriter type performance. In 2021, the acoustic guitar is sort of you think of country music, because country music is essentially pop music, or country music is the new rock music, right? Pop country, rock country, whatever. Speaking of rock and roll, my neighbor, whenever it's super nice outside, he gets out his drum set and plays for everyone to hear. But he only plays on really nice days, so you can't actually be that mad at him, because it's like, well, he's right. It is super nice outside. I should maybe go out there too. Perfect timing, neighbor, for when the lights come back here. But yeah, so I busted out the acoustic guitar and played an acoustic version of When the Lights Come Back. I'm going to put that on social media tomorrow. And I'm not going to use, I wanted it to be like super, wanted to do something funny and like sing it in a country accent. But I was like, don't do that. Sing the song for real. But I just had, the old flannel shirt and backwards hat, and I just said a little Luke Bryan or Toby Keith vibe. You know what I'm saying? I went a little country on it. But so the song was made, changed the whole chorus. That changed everything. And then I wanted to shoot like a music video for the song, sort of like didn't have to be like a full music video, just sort of like a promo video to sort of tell a little bit more of like the backstory of the song, and also just something cool and visual and hopefully kind of engaging to share with everybody about it, So me and my homie Alumathist, we go out And it was freezing. If it's so nice right now, it was like the coldest day of the winter, literally. But he was a trooper, and he was like, "I've got you, buddy." And he was gonna be like the camera guy. He's gonna shoot the video and stuff. And I brought my big camera, the one that I'm using right now for the podcast, and I brought some stuff. But it turned out he had like a newer iPhone, and it just hit us. Like, dude, let's just use the iPhone. You know, it's so much easier to see, so much easier to use. You know, it's gonna be in focus. So many things. So we didn't do like a singing. I wasn't like singing to the camera, but we just did sort of like a little mini music video, and it turned out really well, in my opinion. Like, I'm so excited with how it turned out. And it was all just shot on an iPhone, and it was all, for all the video buffs out there, it was all portrait. And I think, funny enough, this podcast isn't in portrait orientation, like a video. Instead of being like widescreen, it's like this, you know what I mean, on your phone, when it's like tall instead of a wide video, it's a tall video. I'm going all in on portrait. I think that's all that matters. People are on TikTok, people are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube has portrait mode now. So it's cool to be cinematic. It's cool to have like your Steven Spielberg moments. Like me and Illumithus we're joking about being, you know, Steven Spielberg. We're out there making this video. But it's cool to do that in the portrait orientation, because it's just that's not how we grew up watching TV and watching movies. It's really a whole new way to be creative with a camera, and I'm excited to do it again. I can't wait to keep making videos like that for each song. And honestly, my buddy Swarm is a huge inspiration for just how he puts out his music, so much time and effort that he puts into telling his story, and he has his own voice of doing it, and it's just like, it's just the new, for me, Swarm represents the perfect way to execute on social media as an artist. That's pretty big, but it's totally true, and it's totally working for him. You know, you've got to tell a story, and you have to try. You can't just be a flash in the pan of another 1 in 10 million songs on Spotify. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of having fun. I'm putting like pressure myself to try and work hard, but I'm just having fun doing it. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. I'm trying to think of anything else I could talk about here. We're at the very end. This is the last little section that I wrote down. This may be kind of cheesy, but maybe you're in your car or at work. Let's just have a little moment of stillness, a little moment of like quiet. I'm gonna let like the ambient sort of play, and let's just like relax for a hot second. I've got a really cool guy on TikTok that I follow, and he's this next level sort of yoga music guy, and he'll go all the way. He'll guide you through sort of the meditation slash relaxation, and talking about, you know, just slowly breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, relax your shoulders, you know, so much tension in your shoulders, and I could embrace that. But for now, that was just a little moment. And really, I've just been thinking about health lately. I've been like kicking up my diet, working on just trying to take my health to the next level, right? Because what a gift this is, to be in a body on a planet. I'll let you take it from there. But yeah, hope you had fun here. The EMOTIONA Podcast. I'm going to chop a few of these up, put them on social media. Maybe it's on YouTube, but it's definitely on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Obviously, if you're hearing this. But sending a lot of love and light your way. Peace out. Until next time.